just go ahead. So let's just keep continue from where we stopped. I mean, you were trying to make some comments about you earlier made comments about security in Southern Kaduna and all that. Yeah, so you were trying to buttress that point. So go ahead.
Okay, now I am saying of economy which has affected barely everything in the country. Everyone is affected. The rich, the poor, everyone. Every class of Nigerian has been affected by these very terrible economic policies. But as much as that covers, gets to every Nigerian, I believe the first priority of any government is to ensure a very secure entity for every Nigerian. There has to be security everywhere. There has to be adequate security everywhere. And there should never, under any condition or circumstance, be a loss of Nigerian lives to a particular group. Now, under this administration, we have had Boko Haram attack Nigeria at several times, and then we have the new ones, the Fulani herdsmen, who have continually and remorselessly killed Nigerians over and over again, and there has never been any response from the federal government. Like all there's their tribe or whatnot.
Sorry, Sean, we kind of lost you for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying many people believe that Fulani herdsmen are not being looked into because they enjoy special privileges, because they belong to the tribe of the president or of the governor of Kaduna, for instance. Now, this issue has not been arrested. Many Nigerians have been killed over and over again. Now, the issue of Southern Kaduna massacres has generated a lot of comments all over the world, which I believe everyone should look into. Now, Boko Haram, on the other hand, I think I'm not saying we shouldn't celebrate every time we record success against insurgency. I just think sometimes it's a little too early. We celebrated too early. Now, Boko Haram are trying to regroup all over again. And there is another attack in which many people have died. Now, I would believe that at several instances, we should hear from the president. Let us know your plan. Let's know what you want to do. Let's know what your administration is doing to ensure safety for every Nigerian everywhere. We have never heard anything from the president or from the presidency, as a matter of fact. Well, okay, there was a time that the president released a few tweets talking about the massacre in Kaduna, and I think that's not enough. We have to be proactive. We need to know what we are doing. And so far, we don't even know how much has been budgeted to the defense ministry. We don't even know how much we are spending on fighting insurgency and terrorism. But all we do know, as facts point to, is that we are increasingly losing Nigerian lives to insurgency, one, and secondly, to terrorism. And, well, we have people who still defend the president, telling us that he's doing everything he can to ensure that this is nipped in the bud. But no one has seen any progress, well, except of course the reclamation of Sambisa Forest. So I think that of urgent intervention is the fact that insurgency has to be tackled extensively. Terrorism has to be tackled extensively. And this government should stop all kinds of propaganda when it comes to issues dealing with Nigerian lives. I think we should all put politics aside and deal with the problems. Because now all we have is the federal government coming up to lie from time to time, and we have people defending them. We have people defending these lies. We have people selling these lies. And I think it's very insensitive and very irresponsible of anyone of any caliber to defend the ineptitude, the incompetence of a government that has failed woefully in securing and maintaining security of Nigerian lives and properties.
All right, let's have to wait and see how that plays out. But then let's look at other sectors. Ben, job creation and or youth employment was also one of the issues that were raised in the past year. Where are we, and what should we be doing?
Or 12 months now, we've lost more jobs. We are losing our jobs, and are folding up. Foreign companies are also leaving the country. I said it on this program that if we manage this situation very well, at the end of the day, we'll be able to create more entrepreneurs, be able to make more billionaires, have more Nigerians on the phone list, not just the likes of Dangote and Otisala, but we have more Nigerians on board. And the only way out is to take advantage of this situation, occupy those companies, those local foreign companies that have left the country, companies, for example, that have left. We should see how we can bail out these the local companies, our local airlines industry, and other productive sectors. See how they can come into those business fully and take over where these companies stop. Because when they left their customers, they left some of their assets, some things they left behind, some goodwills, which I think our local entrepreneurs can take advantage of that, occupy those positions, and before you know what is happening, by the time this situation is over, our own local companies will be fully in charge, and they will be able to create more jobs. But if we leave that just because they are gone, they are no longer there, and that sector is being allowed to go just like that, people will continue to lose their jobs, and we won't be able to take that advantage. If we take the advantage very well, we'll make more money, we'll make more on the long run, we'll benefit a lot from it, and Nigerians will be very happy. So I want the government to, instead of bailing out state governors, bail out our private companies, bail out our local investors, let them have access to credit, let them have access to foreign exchange, and not to give foreign exchange for frivolous reasons, things that don't really mean, that will not really make an impact on our own personal lives, or impact on the country as a whole. Let our importers, some of them who want to import raw materials, let them have access to foreign currencies on a very cheap and normal rate, so that by the time they go out to import whatever goods they want to import, the cost of production will be very, very low, and the cost of selling it to the public will also be low. But if they cannot access this foreign, if they cannot access forex on a very local rate, I think whatever they try to go out of their way to get, it will still be expensive, coupled with the tax and the duties that they are going to pay at the port of entry. So everything you expect everything to go high times two. Like for example, we can see gas. A cylinder of gas is about 6,000 naira. I mean, you can just see how high that be today. The cost of living has tripled. I mean, school fees has also tripled, because some of the private schools, they are paying teachers, and teachers will also want to ask for a rise in pay and all that. So a lot of things are changing, and the salaries are not changing.
All right.
The income is still the same. So I think the government need to do something on that particular sector to see how we can build out our local industry, so that they can be able to create more jobs, because the government as it is cannot create jobs for everybody.
All right, very well. But just in wrapping up, Shaun, what would be your closing remark?
My what?
Your closing remark. We're wrapping up now.
Oh, okay. Well, in Nigeria, we have diverse problems. We have economic problems, employment problems, uh, health care problems. People working, and I'm not saying this with any kind of political leanings. But the fact is, we have decadence in this country. Nothing is working. Salaries are being owed, and on top of being owed, they are not reviewed. There is no increment in salaries, but the prices of everything keeps increasing. Now people cannot afford meals. It's sad to hear, but people cannot afford meals. People can't afford basic daily requirements to live as Nigerians. Well, the majority of the Nigerian population live with below $1, used to. But now I'll be very surprised if we're not living below 50 cents. So such is the immense and tremendous problems we have found ourselves in, and that this government has plunged us in. And where I'm trying to understand what kind of policy they would have in place to rejuvenate and to revive the country. I hope there is, for the sake of all of us. I hope there is. I truly hope there is. So the issue of job creation, as my brother mentioned, the issue of job creation can't be tended to unless there is a viable and strong economy. Without the economy, there is no job. So now we have witnessed more retrenchments than employment. We have people are losing their jobs every day. It's on a daily basis. People are losing their jobs, and there is no hiring anywhere. Yet the prices of everything increases, and life becomes very hard for a Nigerian every day. So, but like I said, if we cannot get the economy back on track, which we're going to have to deal with, we Nigerians will learn to survive. We have always survived, so I believe we can survive this one. If we cannot get the economy back on track, we should at least make sure that the lives of Nigerians everywhere, within the borders of this country, everywhere, we have to make sure that their lives are safe. We have to make sure that their properties are safe. We have to ensure that no Nigerian anywhere in this country lives in fear of dying from the harmful venture of terrorists and insurgents.
Well, like the saying goes, safety first. I think that's one of the points you were trying to raise, but then that's where we have to close this conversation today. Thank you all for coming on board. Shehu joined us from Lagos, Nigeria, while Ben joined us from Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. That's where we wrap it up today. It's a Google Plus Hangout for Channels Beam, and I'm Victor Matthias.